So, Dad, to explain, I noticed that something was disturbing the celestial spiders. On my plane of existence, Adreena, a neophyte mystic, had figured out how to send them on a quest for the gemstones of power. Meanwhile, on your plane of existence, your Adreena, a middle-aged mystic, was doing the same. This caused the barriers between realities to start breaking down. Amazing Woman from my reality and Mrs. Wonderful from yours traded places. In my reality, Mrs. Wonderful and Red Light fought the spiders, but the spiders absorbed both of their magic energies to infuse into Adreena. We were beginning to search for our Adreena when you pushed Amazing Woman back to our reality and pushed me here. And now they have to fight a sorcerer without either astral navigator.
In our reality.
Okay, 8-Ball and Undine have gone looking for the astral navigator, and I've thrown the deadbolt to make sure Lenny doesn't waltz in here again.
Thanks, honey. Now we have to figure out where Adreena is and stop her.
As I said, Anacat, I have an idea on how to find her. I'll need to call my friend Larry.
I have some ideas, too.
Great, Mindy.
I'd like to help.
But without your powers, Aunt Beth, I don't know if it's safe.
I don't mean help in fighting her. I mean doing research. I learned a few things from Ben. And it's weird having someone my age call me aunt.
It's just that you look like her. To Anna, I'm guessing.
So, are you feeling any better, Maddie?
It's not like I have the flu, Greg. I've just lost my powers. I'm plain old ordinary me again.
There's nothing ordinary about you.
Insult a woman while she's down, why don't you?
I didn't mean it as an insult.
I wonder if I still look the same.
Why would losing your amulet's power change how you look?
You don't want to know.
I sort of do. Now.
Another... Anna Banana, there's something wrong with your mirror.
Something wrong with my mirror? Great gravity! It's Bernie!
Great gravity?
She's trying to cut back on swearing.
Hey, guys! My dad said I should try this, and I guess it worked. I can advise you from here, even if I can't go with you into the field. So, how is Mrs. Wonderful?
I'm...
Apparently not so good.
My Amazing Woman, starring Lena Garcia and AJ Cruz.
Maybe lay her back down on the couch.
Okay.
Hang on, Anacat. I think because her energy comes from the reality I'm in right now, having it sucked out of her is weakening her. Maybe she could get a jolt from Miss Wonderful's ring from our reality. Take her to Ben Dixon and have him put it on her.
Yeah, honey, about that...
Stop. Let him tell her.
You know?
I know a lot of things.
Well, I don't know who you're talking about, but I do know she isn't looking too hot. Although she does seem better since I picked her up. I'm going out the secret exit in the kitchen. Wish me luck.
Luck.
Meanwhile, you two...
Need to find Adreena.
We know.
Craig, Maddie, we'll be in the library.
We should probably tell the special agent about this.
Shouldn't you go in there and help them?
I'd rather help you.
I wish you could.
At the home of Adreena and Chuck.
So, I'm sure you can see where that energy really belongs. To me. All I can see is that you're stuck over there, and soon I'll be unstoppable. Not in the least creepy. Oh, hush. You know you'd be just like this, too, if you sucked up that magic energy. You and I may be versions of the same spirit, but there are clear differences between the two of us. Is that a crack at my weight? And speaking of weight, who is that unconscious woman you have shackled? She calls herself the Red Rubber Ball. She's a superhero. And what's her power? Lunch? She can bounce like she's made out of rubber or something.
Can she stretch?
No.
Can she change how she looks?
No.
So, all she does is bounce.
pretty much. Well, you two can play 20 questions. I'm going to make Josie tell me the truth about having a crush on Chuck. And if I don't like her answer, I'll turn her into a pussycat. Wait, she's gonna use all that power for that? Josie's not even your type, at least if you're like my Chuck.
You have a Chuck too? Where is he?
Probably drinking at the bar with Jolene. I should call the twins and ask.
You have twins too?
Yes, girls. Mine are teenagers.
Ours are in elementary school. Hang on. Let me look out the window. Okay. She's gone. You have to help me.
I have to do what now?
She's put a spell on me, the kids, and herself. That's where that weird laughter comes from, and why I can't leave.
You want to leave?
You've seen her. She's power mad and controlling.
What about your marriage and your kids?
Ha! We're lucky to be an afterthought. She says she's doing magic for us, but she's doing it to soothe her own ego. And if she was here, I wouldn't be able to tell you any of that.
Back when I first started doing magic, I thought about putting a spell on my Chuck, but that was a line I wouldn't cross. If he had to be forced to be with me, then what's the point?
So, what happened?
We divorced. We had joint custody for a while, but after I kept using magic for crime, he got full custody. I get to see the girls when I'm on parole, or when I escape prison.
Is that where we're headed?
Not if I can help it.
It's just as I told Diana when I reprimanded her for helping you with the lost little girl. There are regulations and protocols for what we do, and we cannot violate them.
But Olive, if we don't find Adreena and stop her, everything is going to cease to exist.
Trevor, I do sympathize and understand, but since when has the end justified the means for you?
Since it means the end of everything.
I will monitor nationwide activity, and if we detect any magical anomalies and their sources, I'll let you know. But I won't find you a home address from a post office box. I'm sorry.
You know, I don't blame her.
You don't?
Regulations, bureaucracy, and red tape is why I don't do what she does, or what you do. Text your friend Larry back, and ask him for the credit card number they used to pay for Booth at the Renaissance Fair.
You won't want to give me that.
Okay, then text me his phone number.
Why? Are you going to try and sweet talk him?
I'm not going to tell you what I am going to do, counselor. Plausible deniability. And I know she's wearing it.
Who? What?
Anna Cat. Aunt Beth's ring.
You know?
Yes. Even though it's a simple solitaire, the sheen is unique.
Did you see it at the Liberty Guild?
I saw it at Thanksgiving at Grandma's house.
What?
Let me take my sunglasses off. They're really a sunglasses-looking version of my snowy owl goggles. But at any rate, here's what I have been keeping you from knowing.
Mindy. You're Mindy.
That's right.
I mean, you're Mindy Huntington Wentworth.
Right?
I thought you were Mindy Marshall.
I am. She's a person I made up. First, to prove I can make it without help from my dad. And then, when I decided to be Snowy Owl, it was a way to hide from Anna Cat knowing.
Why don't you want her to know?
Because this super stuff is dangerous and I don't have any powers. She'd hover over me like a big blonde helicopter.
Yeah, probably. So, about the ring. Your Uncle Ben wanted her to have the ring when he found out she was getting married. Made a big deal about insisting that I give it to her. Family heirloom, I guess.
It's more than that.
What do you mean?
She'll tell you when she gets back. Okay, I think I have an address.
At the home of Adreena in the other reality.
If I'm not back by midnight, my computer will send an email telling the investigator where to find you.
And where do you think you're going?
I'm gonna give myself a good talking to.
I don't understand.
I'm going where Alice went.
Wonderland.
No, through the looking glass. Come on, let me through.
You did it.
How'd you get out of the mirror?
Ugh, not now. Where's that wife of yours?
At the Waring townhouse.
Greg, you should do something useful instead of moping.
I wish I could think of something useful. I'm too worried about you to think straight.
Even after I've left you hanging all this time?
Feelings make little sense. It's why I hate them.
You really do care about me.
That is what a proposal is supposed to signify.
No, I mean me. Not the superheroine. Not the bon vivant fashion plate. No, the woman who cannot even cook.
I eat restaurant food most nights anyway.
So you don't care that I'll never be the homebody Kitty Cat is?
Anna Cat was an infatuation born of an overcorrection from Dot.
So you like me because I remind you of a crazy person?
You remind me of the best parts of Dot with none of the crazy. But I like you because you're you.
Greg?
Yes? Really? Bernie, where did Madison go?
At Professor Dixon's house.
Professor Dixon, it's Amazing Woman. Would you let us in the door, please?
I'm coming. Did you say Amazing Woman?
Yes. I understand your confusion, Professor Dixon, but let us in and I'll explain.
Okay. What's with this Professor Dixon stuff? Oh.
Close the door, please, while I set her on the couch.
I can walk. Just set me down.
Beth, is that really you?
Uncle Ben, I have a whole lot to tell you.
I'm really me. But I'm not who you think I am, Ben.
Like I was saying, Uncle Ben, I have a lot to tell you.
I am assuming that, for starters, you're Amazing Woman.
Yes, I didn't call you Uncle Ben outside because I didn't think you'd want your neighbors to know.
Good thinking. So how is my dead wife alive and younger? And why is she dressed like Ms. Wonderful?
Mrs. Wonderful. I'm not your dead wife. I'm a version of her from another reality. One where you're the one who died.
Two sorceresses have been messing around with the strands that hold reality together and are causing the separation between realities to weaken. At least that's what the Astral Navigator said.
I tried to help, but the celestial spiders drained the energy from my ring and weakened me.
And that's why we're here. We were hoping that Aunt Beth's ring would work for her in her ring's place.
Aunt Beth's ring?
Uncle Ben, I know you used to be Mr. Wonderful.
Okay, that's true. But I don't have your aunt's ring anymore. You do.
What?
So, you get your powers from your ring too?
No. I had my powers before I ever had this ring. And I got this ring from Trevor.
And he got it from me.
But how? Why?
I was at your house talking to your mother when I overheard Trevor talking with Richard about asking you to marry him. He was doing the whole get your father's permission thing. Very traditional of him. Anyway, when I heard that, I had him come over to my place and I gave him the ring. I thought Beth would want that.
Why would she want that?
Anacat, honey, Adrian told me that she told you that you were adopted.
She did?
Well, did you ever wonder why, if you're adopted, you look so much like Adrian and Beth?
I hadn't thought about that. I was so shocked about being adopted, it didn't occur to me.
Oh, it makes sense now. Anacat, I'm your mother. Sort of. The Astral Navigator said that we switched places because of our familial bond. That of a parent and child.
Aunt Beth is my mom? And are you...
First, Adrian is your mother. Never forget that. But yes, Beth was your birth mother. And I'm your biological father.
But why? Why did you give me to Mom? Why didn't you raise me?
Because we were very young and unmarried when we made you. Your mom was still in high school, and I had just started college.
You found the rings with the Wonder Power on your archaeological field trip. We celebrated. And a little while later, I was pregnant.
I thought you said you never had kids.
I didn't. I lost the baby. I guess your Beth didn't. And if your grandma Annabelle is anything like my mother Annabelle, she wouldn't have stood for me or her being an unwed mother.
Since Adrian and Richard were already engaged, Annabelle and Adrian concocted this scheme where they led Richard to believe Adrian was pregnant and you were his. They moved up the wedding so you wouldn't be born out of wedlock. And then the sisters went away until Beth had you. Your grandmother swore me to secrecy, with a little ruinous blackmail thrown in for good measure.
Oh, no.
At the home of Adreena in the other reality.
Is somebody there?
Yes?
Where are you? And where am I, for that matter? Open the door. What's this now? I've been captured by Adreena, the middle-aged mystic. Can you let me loose? Did you say you were captured by Adreena? Yes, do you know her? I think I do, actually. See, I'm from another reality where our Adreena was using spiders to steal things, if you can believe that. Oh, I can. She was doing the same thing here. I'll bet when Adreena went through the mirror, it brought you here. It makes sense. At least as much sense as any of this magic stuff does. This was not the time for me to pop in somewhere else, though. I was talking with a friend about something important when I vanished. What? Our relationship. Must be nice having a relationship. You're not in one? Not really. I do have a crush on a really smart guy, but he pays me no attention. Been there, done that. I follow him around, help him with his things, drop hints, but I might as well be invisible. Been there, too, done that as well. So, have you tried just telling him how you feel? I'm afraid he'll reject me. Just tell him, anyway. He might surprise you. And even if not, you can make a decision. And it would be his loss if it doesn't work out. There, your hands are loose. I don't know what I'm going to do about the shackles on your ankles, though. Who are you, anyway? The Red Rubber Ball. Well, that's my hero name. I'm Cherry Madison. Really, I'm Hortense Mildred Myrtle Goforth Madison, but I go by Cherry because of my red hair. All those names, and Madison is probably the best one. And who are you? Well, until recently, I was the fabulous Red Light, a superheroine adored by millions. My amulet could do all sorts of things. For instance, if I said, amulet a key for these shackles, it would... Holy moly! It's back! The amulet is back! That's amazing! Yes, but I need to find our astral navigator and get back to our reality to stop Adreena. Here's the key, unlock yourself. But the way I'm shackled, I can't reach the lock.
At Professor Dixon's house.
I texted you the address Mindy found, Andy Cat.
Thanks.
Honey, are you alright?
I'm fine. I just got some disturbing news. There'll be plenty of time to deal with it later. Assuming I can stop Adreena and the world doesn't come to an end.
Anna Cat, I believe in you. We all do. If I had to put my life in someone's hands, never mind the fate of the world, it'd be yours.
Wish me luck.
Luck.
Is there a window I can fly out of, Uncle Ben?
Secret exit. Wales had it installed back in my more adventurous days.
When you see Adreena, give her a sock in the nose for me.
Will do, Aunt Beth. I mean...
I know what you mean. Go get her.
You know, that may be the first time I've seen her fly in person. She even flies like you.
You mean like her, Beth? You don't really know me.
True. You're a different person, just as I'm a different person from your Ben. But I think you're enough like her to appreciate that I miss you. Her. Every day.
I miss you. Him too. So, while we wait for her to get back, or for the world as we know it to end, tell me about your life.
At the home of Adreena and Chuck.
What happened? I've lost power. Josie, did you do this? Of course she didn't. What's wrong with you? Josie, get out of here. Hopefully she'll just think this is all a crazy dream. Ugh, how did you get here? And why are you here? I came to get the power you stole from me, but more importantly, I came to stop you from making a big mistake. What mistake? You're forcing Chuck to stay in love with you. So, if you have to force someone to love you, they don't. That's not love, that's just sad. Sad? What do you know? I know to duck. What? Well done, A woman. What does the A stand for?
Amazing. Wait, you wanted me to stop her?
Yes, I'm not idiot enough to destroy 2 universes just to torture a confession out of my next-door neighbor.
Huh. What? Never mind. It doesn't look like knocking her out returned things to normal. Maybe I should knock you out too.
No, don't do that. The spells have to be uncast. Fortunately, since I'm her, I can reverse her spell. That should push me back to my reality where I'll uncast mine. 1 second. Give her this note when she wakes up. Raditum in aranearum.
In English.
Fine. Return the star spiders back to their weaving. It's about time that I should be leaving. You hit me!
Be glad I did only that. Here, this is for you.
At Professor Dixon's house.
The skies are clearing. I think she's done it.
Look at my ring. The wonder power is back. I'll be returning home soon. Before I go.
I know, Beth. Me too.
So do I want to know how you got Adreena's address?
No, you do not.
Hi, honey. I'm home.
And a cat. Thank goodness you're home.
Mission accomplished?
I think so. When I went to Uncle Ben's house, that other Beth had disappeared. Just like the other Adreena. Where's Maddie?
Waiting to make an entrance?
Madison!
Hey, I'm back too.
Welcome back, Navigator.
What's that?
A note the one Adreena gave to the other.
What does it say? And why is it crumpled up?
It says, undo the spell. But the other one undid the spell.
Maybe she means a different spell.
Whatever it means, our Adreena crushed it and tossed it. I'll send it to you, Olive, for the archive.
Greg? Yes.
Yes, what?
Greg, she's giving you her answer.
To what?
Your question. The knee, the ring, the restaurant. Remember?
You know, for a smart guy, you are pretty dense.
My density doesn't vary beyond acceptable parameters for a human being.
Are you sure you are a human being?
Careful, that's my guy you're talking about.
So, Navigator, are you empowered to perform weddings?
No. If I'm getting married, it's going to have to be fabulous.
You've been listening to Season 4, Episode 1 of My Amazing Woman, titled My Amazing Wonderful Birth Bomb, starring AJ Cruz as Trevor and Lena Garcia as Anna Cat, guest starring Aracelis Gotay as Beth Dixon, Stuart Christensen as Ben Dixon, and Dreena Moran as Adreena, the middle-aged mystic. Both of them featuring Sophie Flack as Madison Goforth and Cherry Madison, Nicole Beharrell as Olive, and Ken Halloran as Craig, with Ellie Chua as Bernie Bailey, the Astral Navigator, Kelsey Painter as Mindy Huntington Wentworth, a.k.a. Mindy Marshall, a.k.a. Snowy Owl, Paul Brown as Chuck Dalton, and James C. Taylor as your narrator. This episode was produced and written by James with script continuity from Ken. It was voice directed by Mark Allen Bauer and Nicole, with dialogue editing, sound mastering, and original music by James. Sound effects are from freesound.org. This is a production of Hey Daddy Audio in affiliation with Time Well Electronic Recording Productions, copyright 2024 by James C. Taylor, all rights reserved. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, events, and incidents are the products of the author's peculiar imagination. Any resemblance to actual persons living or dead or actual events is purely coincidental.